Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. We will have another Monat video today because more and more people are leaving the company or they have left the company and they're speaking up about it. And today somebody will tell us why I left Monat. All facts, zero emotional opinion. I'm also not alone in this room right now. There's a big fly in the room with me, and it's driving me nuts because the windows are closed and the door is closed for audio reasons. I have prepped everything, the floor, trying to make the audio better and not that echoey, but I can hear the fly always because they're not able to fly out of a freaking window or two windows when they're fully opened. So if you see a fly or if you hear a fly and you ever wanted to be a fly on the wall, then welcome, because it's not just me. It's a fly and me having a big cup of coffee that I'm drinking out of a chipped cup because I cannot throw it away, because I don't get rid of things just because they're broken. That's not the point of this video. Let's get right into the video. Why another former Monat distributor left the company, and she is speaking some really interesting factual facts, which I appreciate if people are occasionally able in this industry to keep their emotions out of the game and when they're able to present us and to talk factual. I found this was a really interesting approach, so let's get right into the video.
Hello friends. So I'm just gonna give it a second before I get started. And I want to preface this with, I did not think that I was going to really talk about the reasons that I personally stepped away from the company. But truly, it's been put on my heart. And what I will say is the only things that I'm going to say, zero opinions. Zero opinions are going to be said in this. I'm only going to be giving like actual facts, like things that is the reason why I personally stepped away. And I know personally, a lot of people probably noticed my absence within, obviously, like, I still worked my business the past year, but I wasn't as active as I once ever was. I could not work to the level that I once ever did. As a lot of people, OGs know, the crazy hustle, working 20 hours a day, setting alarms, 10 hours throughout the night. Like for every hour throughout the night, the things that I did, it's just crazy. But I am just going to break down just a couple reasons why I personally stepped away from the company. And again, I'm not going to base this with you facts. This is all just my personal, I need to share it. Not that this is everyone's experience. Some people may have not, I know that a lot of people have not had the same experience as I have had, but I feel like sharing my story on my page, sorry, the connection was spotty, will show people that genuinely this was the hardest decision I ever made in my life. Like, I pictured myself doing this for forever. So I am going to get into the facts. The first reason that I started getting multiple streams of income last year was because I realized all the flash sales that were going on. And not only did I realize all the flash sales that were going on, I also realized that people were not being paid 15% commission anymore. This is a very known thing for anyone who is in Monat. If you do look into your FAQ, like for even the flash sale that's going on right now, you're being paid 9% commission on the sale. And so on the compensation plan, it actually says, and I even have it broken down, that on the comp plan, it says that you get 15% commission off of your CV for product sales. So in an email that I have, actually with customer service, I can literally read it right here. It says commissionable volume is what your bonuses are calculated on only from your downline. This is your unilevel bonuses, group volume bonuses, and generation pay. But on the compensation plan, it says something completely different. So one of the things that was also sent to me was a breakdown of exactly how your retail bonus for flash sales and things like that works. And it's an equation. It's obviously the market partner or the retail price minus the market partner price, okay? So whatever that is left over is the bonus, the commission, that type of thing, right? The issue with this email is at the bottom of it, it has an asterisk and it says average bonus, exact percentages may vary. So the issue for me is there's not transparency there, because on the compensation plan, it says something completely different.
A lot of Monat people have started to build or to start other streams of income, even the top people. Some 2 years ago, we were able to witness this on social media, where people opened up Airbnbs, online boutique, other retail businesses, coaching businesses, likely because their Monat checks were not what they were a while ago. They were getting smaller and smaller, I would assume. And because so many distributors have left Monat over the past 2 years, also the top people are, of course, feeling this. And the Krista Parneys and the Pretty Roses of MLM, of Monat, they also have side hustles. So that is a sign that they're feeling this too, of course, because if half of their downline breaks away, their paychecks will also crumble, of course. What she is referring to here when it comes to the commission is she's referring to market partner receiving 15% commission on the sale of products to VIP customers. Those are people who regularly purchase from Monat, and they have to sign up for the VIP program. And Monat's compensation plan says, yes, you will get 15% sales from your VIP customers and 30% sales from retail customers. But because Monat pretty much has a flash sale every weekend, she got less commission on those sales connected to the flash sales from other market partners, but also from her VIP customers, where Monat was pretty much reducing the price for the product 3 out of 7 days a week and was giving an insane discount. And in that case, she doesn't get the 15% commission of the products based on those flash sales.
So that was the first thing that I was kind of like, oh, like what is going on? And because in a sales-based career, it should not be hard to figure out what your commission is on something, okay? I do sales for a living. I do remote closing, and I also have had my own e-commerce business where we pay people at a percentage, okay? So this is not something new to me. I don't give average percentages in my e-com business to our affiliates. That is not something that we have ever done. We give the exact percentage on the dollar amount. As well as in the remote closing position I'm in, I actually sell stem cell hair restoration. I am given 7.5 commission on basically a 10K product and a 21K product, okay? So 7.5 commission to the dollar, to the exact. Whenever I get my breakdown commission sheet, it is the same exact thing across the board. So whenever I started seeing this, that is personally where I had a problem, is that the commissions were not, they were up and down. The last flash sale that we had, so this one you're being paid 9% on, the last flash sale, I think it was 11.5%. So even with the super seller bonuses, people are not even being paid 25% commission on the dollar, okay? So that was the biggest red flag for me personally, that I just personally took a step back, felt like I couldn't recruit anymore. The next thing that I do want to talk about is I see a lot of things about how Monat is in momentum and is having like one of the biggest quarters they ever have. I think I've even seen statements of directors saying it's the biggest quarter they've ever had. So I actually did some math, because people were putting out basically the screenshot that the company's paid out $40 million. So that's actually not the best time, like the best number to put out, and I don't really know why it's even being put out, because anyone who can do math can easily figure out that 40 million times 2, if they're paying out 50 cents to the dollar, means that they've paid out 40 million, they've made 80 million. In the past month, 5 months divided by 5 is $16 million a month is what the company on average is revenuing. So the issue for me with that is the transparency, because the company, with that prediction, if they're making 16 mil a month, again, companies usually do better towards the end of the year, the end of the quarter, things like that. The issue with that for me is that if you multiply 16 by 12, that is $192 million. Say they do really good though, like in quarter 4, which most companies do, that is still almost 100 million less than they made last year. Last year, the company, I'm pretty sure they generated over $330 million in revenue, which means this is, from what I looked at, this is the worst year the company has had since 2017, is from if the numbers were accurate from what I was looking at. So the company's not in momentum. It's very much so being told that way because that's what needs to be perceived to keep everyone running. So like for me personally, I feel like people should just be honest at the end of the day. Like honesty will go the farthest way, and I probably wouldn't have left the company. I actually know I wouldn't have left the company if I would have been met with honesty.
I think it can be quite eye-opening when you leave a cult and a culty situation, and when you leave the culty shit out of the equation and you just look at the actual numbers, because of course Monat is not doing well. I actually scrapped a video I did about Monat where I looked at what the people that are still in the company are consistently posting, and also what Monat corporate posts. And they all say this is the best month we ever had, the most recruits, most people, most VIP customers, most people being able to rank up to the second rank. They're really trying to push this narrative that Monat is doing well, but they're obviously not. And this is somebody who was in Monat for a good while and just said, I left because I didn't make the commission anymore I made before. All of these posts from Monat, from the company, and also the top people posting how amazing Monat is doing and why they're still so successful and why this is the most successful year and every month is the most successful month, is because it is damage control. How can a recruitment-based business, a recruitment-based company like Monat, that has lost over 60% of its distributors in the past 2 years. The updated income disclosure statement is not out yet. I would have loved to take a look at that and also at the numbers, if their last incentives have helped them anything. But how can a company that has lost that many distributors have their best month? That is not possible. Logically speaking, it's not possible. Monat's revenue has been declining ever since the pandemic. Before that, the company had the normal trajectory of a rather new company, rather new, 5 or 6 years, got a boost during the pandemic because people were frantic and they were looking for an option to make money. That is why so many more people joined the company. And after the pandemic, the revenue declined slowly but steadily. And now a lot of people are leaving and are jumping ship in waves. So how can the company now do better than ever when the company's revenue is for sure declining? And she's right about this. Monat had its peak before the pandemic. Then, because of the economic insecurities, Monat was kind of artificially pushed. Once again, revenue-wise, revenue was up because so many more people, because of the pandemic, were looking for an option, were looking for an alternative to make money. And now revenue is dropping again, in the beginning slowly but surely, and now more and more.
Like, I love the products. I love Monat. But there were just legitimate reasons and legitimate facts that I just could not ignore. And with integrity, I would never be the leader that would tell my team to put their head down and just keep working. Whenever I knew I saw legitimate things going on.
So Monat is not honest? No, that can't be. No, not Monat.
So that's why I stepped away. There's a couple more things that I've personally experienced that are not as factual based, but it's just my personal experience. The first one being toxic mentorship and leadership. The mentor that has personally, I would say, like, adopted me the past year, she's been incredible. I have nothing bad to say about her at all. She even texted me when I left the company. I truly have nothing bad to say to her or about her. I think she is an amazing person. Truly, I do. What I do have to say is I have seen a lot of questions in a lot of leaders chats that I've in, because I was in a high enough rank to see these, of people asking about commissions, about product changes, about a bunch of different things. I don't like the whole product change thing. I'm not even going to get into that because I don't know anything about it. Like, I just don't. My hair looks good, so that's all that matters to me. But what I will say is when the questions were being asked, people were popping off. There's this one leader specifically that I really, really, really have always looked up to. She's a very Christian woman, and she went really, really off the rails at this one girl in front of everyone and deleted her messages like 3 minutes later for asking about product changes and things like that. Here's my problem. And these are just things that started throwing me over the well. Like pinky hanging on, throwing me over the well. I will not tolerate toxic environments. I just won't. I won't stay in them. I won't be around them. It's not something that is for me. So whenever I saw this happening, and this happened probably 6 or 7 times within the last month, that I saw people reacting this way, I looked at it and was just like, why? Like, why dismiss? Because here's my thing. If you believe in something and you truly, truly believe in something, you should A, be able to back it up with facts. And you should also B, if you don't have the facts for it, be able to get an answer and also lead with empathy. You should understand that if you believe in something, you're going to question it. You're going to question it. It's the same reason people question their faith. Like, if you love something and you believe in something, you're going to have questions. So when these questions started coming up from other leaders that I truly respect, and they were met with aggression or dismissiveness, I just couldn't. I don't want to be in that environment. I don't want my leaders that I bring to be in an environment like that. I want, if they have questions and concerns, I can get answers.
And that is healthy. I believe that that is a very healthy approach. And that's how it should be. If you have critical questions, you should be able to ask them. But that is not the case in high control groups like Monat, like multi-level marketing companies. And what you described here to me sounds like the perfect chapter out of the BITE model. It is all about control, to influence how a person thinks, feels, and acts. This is information control, to deliberately withhold information, distort information to make it more acceptable, discourage access to critical information, and then it's also thought control, to stop reality by stopping negative thoughts, emotional control by yelling at someone, also in chats, to promote feelings of guilt and instill fear.
If my girls have questions and concerns, I will always meet it with love and grace. I will always find an answer, and if I can't find an answer, I'm gone. If corporate will not give me an answer on a specific question about an integrity issue, that should tell you more than enough at the end of the day. With that being said, another reason was the updated policies and procedures about compliance. So prior, whenever I signed the documents in 2018, if you're under the rank of what you call market mentor, you can do multiple network marketing companies, you can promote other products on your Instagram, things like that. They actually made it so you have to put all your eggs in just their basket as a creator. You can't market other products that are hair care or anything like that on your page anymore. You have to just use their products. And for me, and like knowing that the creator industry, like for me, somebody who has multiple streams of income, like that was just a no-no for me. I also, last year, almost got terminated from the company. I was submitted 3 times. Oh, ignore my flunky nails. I was submitted 3 times for doing e-commerce and doing e-commerce coaching. Because I don't know why. I guess people just wanted to submit me to compliance for it. I was obviously able to get out of it, but I was 100% submitted to compliance for doing e-commerce, which has nothing to do with network marketing. It was because there were network marketing people that were wanting to try e-com. They were wanting to add an additional stream of income. But the e-com business is not under my name. It's under my husband's. My husband is the main one that does all the e-com. I obviously do e-com with him. I'm a little content creator, but yeah, that happened. So this has been an ongoing thing for ever since I started e-com. Like all of this has just been transpiring, going on.
Is that the amazing Monat community that we see the Huns that are still in Monat pitch to this very day? I find it hard to believe that she only recognized last year or this year that shady stuff and illegitimate reporting to compliance happened, I think it can do wonders to people in multi-level marketing companies when their paycheck crumbles, for the market partners to see what is going on and also now to finally speak up about it. But I find it hard to believe that the culture, the wonderful community in Monat only broke down lately. Typically, yes, if the financial situation is really unstable, the people that are still involved in the system, they will get frantic and they will panic. Different people react to that differently. And once this financial layer of security for the top people has been taken away, has been stripped away, then this entire culture, this cattiness that a lot of content creators have spoken about, have witnessed, have reacted to on team calls or on opportunity calls, all of that also comes to the surface. But I find it hard to believe that that just happened recently. It might have gotten more aggressive lately, but Monat, from what I was able to witness over the past couple of years, has always been a rather toxic community, not just lately.
I'm not going to get into the lawsuits. I'm not going to get into any allegations. I'm not going to talk on other people's behalf. I'm not going to talk on Monat's behalf because I don't know. There's always two truths to every single story. So I'm not going to talk about anyone else's experience besides my own. One of the other reasons is seeing whenever other people decide to do something different, it's shunned. So that's another thing for me that's not okay, because if somebody leaves to go to another 9-to-5 or they start another income or something like that in normal life, or they leave something for better pay, it's like congratulating, like, you go girl, you boss, like you're killing it. But here it's different. If you decide to do something it's very looked down upon, like I said, I almost got terminated for doing e-com. It's very much so looked down upon. It's really that, like, you can only do this, you can only put your eggs in this one basket, and if you do anything different, you're either not helped, or you're shunned, or people talk shit about you, or they submit you to termination. The last thing that I was going to talk about, and this really has nothing to do about the lawsuits, it had to do with my experience in Vegas, was whenever the owner was talking about our previous president, and like I said, I don't know what's right and what's wrong, and basically compared him to Satan with a Bible in his hand on stage at an event. Here's my thing. Regardless if you like someone or not, you should never gossip to the field when you are the leader of that field. It doesn't matter. I don't care if they did you wrong. I don't care what you did or what they did. The gossiping and like that type of thing should never be done. It's also the profanity on stage, the cursing and F words and things like that that my girls experienced that brought their babies and kids to events. Full on curse words being put onto the screen. I thankfully was not at this event. My grandfather passed away, so I was unable to be at the last Monations. So I didn't have that experience, but I did have that experience in Vegas, and the curse words I think were at Monations or something like that.
I've heard that now from multiple former Monat distributors, that the older Urdaneta dude, Narcos, or his real name is Louis, that he is indeed acting like a Don on stage, and that he has spoken badly about Stuart McMillan as the devil with a Bible or something like this, and that, so about Monat's former president, Stuart, who is now suing them, and I agree that's not professional. There are conflicts behind the scenes of a lot of leaderships, and you better keep that private because it's not a good look to your field. Absolutely. And as for the cursing of those events, yes, that is unprofessional. It's rather strange in a professional business environment, but Monat conferences are also honestly not a place for children or babies. This is always super intertwined, and it's being pitched to especially mothers who want to stay home with their children, and you can travel with your children. You can do this in the pockets of time if you want to spend more time with your babies. And I believe children under 2 years are also able to join those conventions without you having to purchase a specific ticket for them. But still, it's a convention. It's a culty convention, and it's not a place for children. While I agree that cursing at these events is not professional, it's not a place for children. It's supposed to be your workplace. So don't bring your children and don't bring your babies with you. Although it is being pitched as this great opportunity, you don't have the ability to get a babysitter, you don't have the social environment maybe to have somebody ask you to help you out when you need to travel across the country to spend a couple of days there at a bull crap or boony conference. I'm not swearing here for that purpose. But it's not great. It's not an environment for children. So don't take your children to those events.
But yeah, I just look at things very in depth. I think one of the main in-depth things that I looked at, as well as like John Maxwell doesn't work with the company anymore. Neither does Todd Duncan. And like personally for me, like looking up Eric Worre, like he does not have a great background at all. I wouldn't trust the man with a 10-foot pole. I also don't like that they're doing the perfect 10. So there was just a lot of things that didn't align with me anymore with the company. I think the perfect 10 is a fear factor to get people to recruit because the company is not making enough money.
Yes, yes, yes. Obviously, all of the bogus incentive that Monat is now doing, their collaboration with Eric Worre, the Perfect 10, etc., that is to recruit people, to get more people into the company, to get more people to be recruited into the company, and also to sell to people. That's why they always have those incentives, and they're pushing them out further and further and further. The top 10, or the Perfect 10, is just a tool to push your market partners to recruit more people, to recruit 10 people, and out of those 10 people you recruited, one has to rank up to the second rank. If that doesn't scream business success, I don't know what it is. It is stupid. Of course it is stupid. What does that do for you? It does nothing for you, but it does something for the top people, and it does something for the corporate side. It's a stupid incentive if you really look at it. It's low-hanging fruits. You need to recruit 10 people, and out of those 10 people, one person needs to rank up. That person needs to recruit at least 2 people to be able to do so and sell also a certain amount of product. So why are they doing that? Well, to bulk up the bottom of the pyramid that has crumbled away over the past 2 years. That's it.
The fact that numbers... Again, I don't know if this is true. This is just what people, this thing I do not know is true. But if somebody on here can verify that like the number of market partners you recruited is going to be on your badge at Monations, is that true? Or is that just something that I heard? I heard that was going to happen. And like I heard that, because I wasn't able to be on the Eric Worre calls just because I wasn't able to be on his calls. That is true, Riley? That's a fear factor. That's making people feel bad. Like, what if somebody, like, literally is postpartum and they're not able to recruit? They get a 0 on their badge when they're going to Monations to be inspired, to, like, learn and to grow.
To get brainwashed. So what she's saying that at their next conference, they're allegedly wearing badges where the number of people they recruited will be displayed. So yeah, that is... Not saying what that reminds me of, but it's not great. Not at all. That would be very, very concerning. And most people don't go to these conferences to learn. They go there to be inspired and to be brainwashed. And it is discouraging if you haven't been able to recruit anyone, for sure.
I think getting a ribbon for being in the Perfect 10 is incredible. I love recognition. But putting a number on someone's badge and even putting a 0, I can't align with that. So yeah, the company's just taking a bunch of directions that I personally could not align with anymore. And it's really sad because I loved the company for so long. I've cried enough tears about it. Like I'm at peace now. And that's why I also didn't go live and talk about anything weeks ago, because it just would have been emotion. And I don't want it to be emotion. I want it to be factual. I want it to be truly what I experienced. But just don't let people deceive you, or manipulate or make you feel bad. Because another thing is I also was sent by multiple people like this thing basically trying to get me not to do whatever I wanted to do next. Basically like fear mongering me into, and like my husband looked at the list and was like, these are not concerns. And like I asked, cause like my husband is very smart with business. He does e-com. I asked a bunch of questions, and before going to my next venture, I asked every single question you could think of multiple times, like 3 times 4 checking. And I'm very, very happy where I'm at. And again, I'm not into a comparison game, but I will say this one thing, to explain to you how bad the commissions are with my previous company right now. I made 6 sales last week, and I was paid on them this week. I made $62. So 62 divided by 6 means I made $10.30 a sale. In the new company that I'm in right now, I'm making more off my level 2s because I can see, because it's very transparent, it breaks down. I'm making more off my level 2s making sales than I made personally making sales with money. And that, for me, it's not a money thing for me, you guys. I make 20, 30K a month without network marketing. Okay? I don't need network marketing. I feel called to network marketing because I love being able to change people's lives. And I felt like I could not change lives anymore with what I was doing previously. And that's why I personally had to go. So it's really unfortunate. It's really sad. I truly hope they turn it around. I really do, for my friends that are still with the company. And, you know, pushing through. I truly hope it is turned around for the company's sake. And I'm praying every single day for the company, for the people in it, for the CEOs. It's just really sad and really unfortunate what's happening right now. So
it's actually, I mean, I don't think it is that sad. Yes, it is sad for the people who are in the company, and it is sad for the people who were screwed over, but that's a normal trajectory, I would say, of MLMs. I find it hard to believe also that she's doing this to change people's lives. She was considering not doing Monat anymore because her paycheck from Monat crumbled. She has given us example over example over example, and she is now, surprise, in the olive tree, people. So I find it hard to understand that somebody who is a level-headed individual, a level-headed factual person, that's how she comes across, that she can exchange her former high control group for the next one. It is same, right? But different. But it's not. She just exchanged one MLM business for the other, and I do not believe that it is just because she couldn't support Monat anymore. It is because she wasn't able to make the commission she did before, and now she's able to make more money again because she joined the new MLM. That's what all of this is about. And if all of the flash sales wrecked your commission, then that's why you left. It's about money. If you didn't need money, you wouldn't join the olive tree, people. I find that very, very hard to believe. If she was able to make 6 sales a week ago and she made $60 of all of those sales, that's the reason why she left. Money is down. Monat is not able to pay you well anymore, and that's why you're leaving. It's not about changing people's lives. It's about your check tanking.
anyone who's on here, does anyone have any questions before I end this? I will open this up if you guys do have any questions. Thank you so much, Bailey. I love you. And it sucks because I was so nervous talking about this because so many people were like, leave gracefully, do this, do that. And like, I feel like I've left so gracefully, but I also feel that I have to protect my platform. People trust me, and I'm not bashing the company. Again, I just said, I really hope this all turns around. I feel like I literally just posted a post about being a lifer like 3 weeks ago. So I have to protect, like, why I said that. I've been having so much spiritual warfare, guys, over this for the past year and a half. I think I've told Sean at least 30 times that I was going to stop money in the last year and a half. And I, like, talk myself out of it. And I, like, track myself backwards. And it got to the point, like, that I just could not talk. Like, I could not unsee what I have seen in group chats and things like that. I guess the last thing that I also will say that I don't know if anyone else saw, but on a call, I'm not going to name names, but a call that was done by one of the top income earners a couple weeks ago when a lot of things transpired, I got on it hoping that I would feel better. I was like, I look up to this person, I hope this will make me feel better, and it made me feel worse, a million times worse, because not only was everything being dismissed and actually not talked about, the chat, like, people were asking questions again about commissions, about different things that are, you know, happening. And a very well-known leader, and I have photos of this happening in the chat, told this person they were going to sue them if they did not have proof. Like, it was in all caps, very aggressive. And that was my last straw. That was the hump on the camel's back, was getting on that call.
I wish she named the top leader. Who was it? Krista Parney, Ann Fisher, Sarah Hill, Christina Smallwood, Julie Stevens. I would love it if they shared names. And also, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing to chat about on a call. As a distributor, a salesperson, you cannot sue another salesperson for the company because they claim that commission is down. Good luck with that lawsuit. I mean, you can sue for pretty much everything. You could sue a stone because it's sitting pretty in the street. But will that lead you far? Will that lawsuit go anywhere? No, it won't. These are scare tactics, absolutely, and they're bogus. You say commission is down. I'm going to sue you if you don't have proof.
Just the aggression that I saw. Again, like I said, my mentor has been incredible. She's been so supportive. She's been so loving. I truly, truly, truly respect her. I do. There's just a lot going on. And have you gotten shunned from your friends since leaving? Yes. A lot of people don't talk to me. There was even a girl that, once I said I was stepping down, like, gathered my whole entire team and was calling them on the phone, like, convincing them that, like, I was, like, only leaving for money, and, like, which has nothing to do with money. I literally just told you guys it has to do with I want to be confident that I can help other people, make money. But yes, I have been bullied, harassed. The things that have been asked from fake accounts to me would sicken you. It's, like, really unfortunate. That's why I felt like I had to do this, because I also think a lot of people don't know that we're paid an average of 15%. Not everyone checks their FAQs.
I do not believe that money was not an issue. It's about money, and that is okay. When income is low, that's what you get. When you leave a cult, and that is very unfortunate, though, I also want to validate that. When you leave a cult like Monat, you are fair game, unfortunately, and that must be tough. It pretty much means that the former members of this cult of Monat, they're free to hunt you down. Not in the physical sense, of course, but if a former cult member leaves that very high control group, then all decency, all human respect is out of the window, and you don't need to respect that individual ever again. That is tough. That must be really, really tough to recognize that, especially when you get feedback that people truly stalk you, that people are truly aggressive towards you, that they try to take you down on your social media, your account, for example, or also your other businesses. If you have actual businesses, that is not okay, but that is what happens when you join a cult. And she just exchanged one cult for another one. And the new one seems shinier now, and she's able to make probably more money in the beginning because if she has customers and people she had in Monat in her downline, then she's able to join the new company and make more money in the beginning because of all of these new smart bonus incentives. Things are happening rather quickly and you can make a good amount of money in the beginning of a new MLM, but that will also then quickly die down. The olive tree people, I mean, they're the true winner here. They got all of the Monat tons. They don't need to do much. The former Monat distributors, they pretty much pitch this to their former downline, and that is why the company is able to make a lot of money, which is very unfortunate. But that's what happens. One MLM is breaking down, the people go to another one.
I feel like nobody's getting answers about ingredients and getting terminated for asking. Yeah, that's the problem. The termination for asking questions, that's the problem. And that's why a lot of people aren't going to ask questions. Because they're scared of getting terminated. Which is sad. Are you still going to promote the products and use them? No. I'm still going to use one product from them because I believe in it, the IR serum. And I still am going to use the IR line, but I am looking into some more hydrating stuff for me personally.
But you loved the products because they were truly amazing, but you only continue to use one line. Some of these things are not adding up. And just to be clear, I'm not supporting Monat in any way, shape, or form. And if you stopped working for Monat, it is also okay to stop taking the products. Because realistically, you're taking them because you're in the company. That's it.
But I will not be promoting them. I will still be using them. I will become someone's VIP. So if you're on here and you're sticking with Monat, let me know. Does anyone else have any other questions? Yep, people are brushing it off like it's normal for business. What's going on right now? There's nothing normal about it. I know companies that have been around 20, 30, 40 years and never had this many lawsuits. Okay, I'll leave it up one more minute. What happens to your car now that you left? So they never they never gave me the car. They just give me a monthly payment on the car. So my car is pretty much fully paid off. I only owe like a few thousand on, so I'm just gonna pay that this month. And then I think I'm actually gonna trade it in for a Tesla Y because I've been wanting a Tesla. So I'm excited about that.
I love how the Huns are getting more transparent now, and all of the misrepresentation of the business model and the car program is now stopping. And they're saying, now I'm going to pay for this month myself, and then I'm going to get the car I actually really wanted, and not the stupid white Cadillac.
Do you think the Renew shampoo changed? I'm not going to talk about product ingredients because I really don't know. Been very sketchy lately, and the way everyone's posting the same thing. Yeah, the statement that they're all posting, I already debunked in this call. If you were not on it, Lauren, I debunked like how much they paid in commissions, like how that's not their best year, like all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, for me, it was just integrity reasons. I just could no longer build here, and I felt, I think the issue for me is I know that people are going to be mad at me for doing this live. But all I stated was legitimate facts that customer service has responded to me with, and like my own personal experience of what I've seen and have screenshots of. And I know people are going to be mad at me for it. And I'm going to probably lose friends, which is really sad because this is my experience and it has already been hard enough. It has already been so difficult for me. Okay, no other questions. Okie dokie. Well, thank you guys for sticking around. I am going to save this. If I do start getting bullied too bad, I don't know how long it's going to be on my profile. No, I know. I know God has something around the corner that's like better people, better friends. need the screenshots, you can message me. I'll send them to you. I have the screenshots of what was going on in the chat, and as well as the emails with customer service. Yeah, I only found out about the average 15% 3 months ago. Yeah, it doesn't say that in the comp plan, so you wouldn't know unless you ask customer service. And I mean, obviously, if you look at the FAQs on the breakdown for each flash sale, that's why like this week you get 9.2%, I think, on the sale, and then obviously last week it was another percentage. But the issue with that is that it's not across the board the same, which it should not be like that in a sales-based job. Okay, well, I love you guys. For anyone who's watching this, I love you as well. Please don't be too mad at me, but I just feel like I had to share truly why I left, because I've had so many questions, and I also feel like it's not fair to me to have to answer like 75 DMs at once, because that literally takes hours of my time going back and forth with people. So yep. Bye, y'all.
Monat is not transparent about their commission. That is not a big surprise. And she said they're also not transparent in one document. So she's referring to the compensation plan, and it is true. There it says 15% commission off of your VIP customers. I realize that Monat is not very fond of accumulating all of the necessary information, short and sweet and precise in one document. I recognize that when I made videos and when I included information about the incentive trips, because there it is the same story. You need to click through various documents. It is not just all on the site where they say this is what you have to do if you want to get that trip, but you have to click on another link, and then you will be forwarded to another FAQ and to another document. So all of these restrictions for these trips, they're not easily and conveniently in one document. You need to actively click through various documents to really connect the dots. And the same is true for other fields as well, like in this case, the compensation plan. And compensation-wise, Monat will, of course, pay less commission on products that are on sale that makes sense from their perspective. I do understand why they would do that, but since transparency is not something that is a high priority in Monat, a lot of the distributors probably never knew that, never understood that on the individual flash sales, depending on what they're connected to, you might make less than 15%, 9%, 12%, whatever. And yeah, to not be fully transparent about the commission sucks. But then again, Monat doesn't owe their distributors anything. You have no saying in this. And this shows it yet again beautifully. She has also uploaded another reel on the compensation topic, on the commission topic. And it seems to stir a lot of frustration and a lot of questions also to people who are still in Monat. So let's go ahead and watch this as well. This was something she uploaded after this live.
I've been asked by a million people, how do you know commissions are actually wrong? For me, it's simple math, because you can see that this is the definition. We are paid 15% of VIPs off of our CV, which is stated here. You can see the definition there. Then you can see all of my order totals for the one pay period week. You can see the CV. If you add it up, it equals 419 CV. You can see down here what I was paid on May 17th, which was the week prior or after all of these sales were made, which is when we were paid out. That is 11.8% of 419 CV. 15% would have been $62.85. I don't care about $12. I don't. I care about the transparency. And if you say that you're going to be paying 15%, the math should add up.
And the math is not adding up. I love it when the distributors do the job for me. She also posted a lengthy text. I will not go through it. I will pop it up on the screen so you can pause it if you want to read it. But yeah, more and more people are leaving Monat, even the ones who seem to be more level-headed. And I think it's good that she took her time to really try to digest this and to work on this and to not go on social media while super angry or crying. All of these feelings, of course, are valid. But if you realize that you were screwed over by a company for whatever reason, it is not smart to do that when you're in a very emotional state. If you want to bring across the point, Her conclusion is strange to me though, because she was pretty much saying throughout this entire life, Monat is not paying us what they pretend they pay us. Commission is down. We're not doing as well. Company is not doing well. The top distributors say this has been the best year, the best month, but it is obviously not. But I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not leaving because of the money, because I love the products, but now I'm in the olive tree people. She hasn't pitched the olive tree people here, but she is now in the olive tree people. So you have exchanged one network marketing company that doesn't pay you as well anymore for another one where you hope it will pay you better. It's about money, and it's okay. It's okay to say it's about money. That would be very transparent as well. So that's the part that I don't believe in. Monat is not paying their distributors well enough. That's why they're leaving, and that's why they're now also speaking out publicly on social media, and they're distancing themselves from Monat to join new MLM ventures. I find it highly, highly ironic and super see-through that the people who are still in Monat, that they're trying to trick people into believing that Monat is still the best opportunity out there. Like I said, I scrapped one of the videos because it was kind of outdated the day after. Why you should join Monat, why they are so successful, why they get the best training, why Monat is so rewarded, and why their hair transformation, or if they don't have a hair transformation yet, why one of the leaders, they can shine with a hair transformation in Monat, and you can achieve that as well if you join Monat. Monat is tanking. A lot of people are leaving, and the ones who are still in the company, they desperately, desperately try to hold on and try to recruit and try to sell to people. So let's not get fooled by this. Monat is not a great opportunity. Monat is a tanking ship. A tanking ship with a lot of lawsuits that is allegedly operating more like a mafia than a business. Not a surprise, but I'm all here for people now finally speaking out against the company. I would love to hear your opinion and your thoughts about this, of course. And if you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, feel free to do that in the comment section down below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!